Hi everyone, it's Gail here. Welcome to the Ignite Show. It's Thursday, 5:30. Not live at 5 like I normally am, so it's supposed to be live at 5. But here we are, live at 5:30, so that will do. That will do nicely, as they say. So welcome. I don't know who is going to join me live today, if anyone, maybe nobody. We'll see what happens, I guess. I just got a little message saying Gail Logan is live now. And it said something about our mindset. So today I am talking about, if you think you're going to be overwhelmed, you probably will be, right? So it's all about the way that you think about things. I've got a couple of examples of that for you today. So if you do happen to join me live, let me know where you are, how you are, and what you are up to. And if you're watching this on replay, Jim's on. Hi, Jim. Oh my goodness, I've not heard from you for ages. How are you? How is the new job going? More to the point, how is the new job going? If I knew I was going to be an esteemed company today, I would have done my hair. And I didn't do my hair. I've been out running today and I got caught in the rain. So here we are. This is live, raw, unplugged. We're on it. So yeah, Jim, let me know. I'd love to hear how you are getting on, how your job is going. Let me know in the comments. If anybody else does happen to join me live today, let me know how you are, where you are, what you are up to, how your day is going, and how you are in general. So I know Jim is on. I see somebody else is watching. So let me know if you're watching live. Don't lurk. Don't lurk away in silence. Got somebody else on with me live as well. So don't lurk away in silence. Let me know if you're here. Say hi. Just drop me a little comment so I know who is listening to me. So today I am talking about, if you think you're going to be overwhelmed, then you are probably right. All right. So if you think you're going to be overwhelmed, you are probably right. Because our mind is so powerful, and if we just let it have free rein, let it do what it wants, let it think what it wants, oftentimes we end up in a little bit of a negative spiral, and we can, before we know it, just be thinking all sorts of crazy things and convincing ourselves that, things are going to be bad, things aren't going to go well, we're not going to be in a good place. We can convince ourselves using the power of our mind of almost anything. But usually when we do that, we convince ourselves about negative things, right? We're not very good at convincing ourselves the other way around, thinking positively. So this came up actually. So I had a conversation with a client today, first thing this morning, one of my lovely clients, and we were just chatting about how things were going, what was going on, what was happening. And she was telling me that, interestingly, that oh my goodness, Jim, I'm just reading your comment. What is going on? Gail, the new job has become the old job. I was contacted by a previous boss a few weeks back who gave me an offer I couldn't refuse. So I begin my new job on Monday, VP of Customer Success and Business Consulting for a local software as a service shop. I couldn't be more excited. Oh my goodness, that's major news. Major news today, Jim. My goodness, that's fantastic. Congratulations. Congratulations. You get started on Monday. How exciting. I'm delighted for you. Gosh, they know what they say. You wait for ages, right? You wait for ages for a job to come along, right? And then 10 come along at once. So who knew? Who knew that you could have been sitting looking for work for such a long time, and then all of a sudden you have got opportunities coming out of your ears? That's amazing. Well done, you. Well done, you. I knew that something good would come along for you, and it did. Power of positive thinking. So well done. So yeah, so we can convince ourselves of pretty much anything. And so I was chatting with one of my clients this morning, one of my lovely clients. We were catching up, just checking in on how things were going. And one of the interesting things that came out of the conversation was, she was telling me that she's doing this, that, and the other. She's taking this opportunity. She's doing a new thing. This is going on. That's going on. And the thing that she said was that really kind of caught my attention was that, but I'm not overwhelmed. And I was like, all right, okay, so, so tell me more about that. Like what, so, you know, what do you mean you're not overwhelmed? She says, well, it's just funny that normally, should have refilled my water before I did the show. I keep forgetting to do that. Normally, when I've got lots of things on my plate, you know, my head would be spinning a little bit and I'd be worrying and I'd be thinking that I'm not going to be able to do it all. And, you know, it's funny, you know, she was just remarking and saying, you know, it's funny how actually, you know, despite the fact that I'm taking on, just getting it, sorry, life continues, right? Life continues when you're in the middle of the Ignite show. My sister has just messaged me about doing something for her birthday. So there we go, live, raw and unplugged. That is what is going on in my life right now because it's my sister's birthday on Saturday and she wants to see if we can do something on Sunday. So there you go. A little insight into my life. So yeah, and she was saying, you know, it's just that, you know, it's interesting that, you know, despite having more going on, more stuff happening, more responsibility, more opportunity, more exposure, just more things going on in general, you know, everything is good. I'm managing it. It's all fine. I'm not overwhelmed. It's, you know, it's all great. And it just got me thinking, because I think sometimes, you know, we can just convince ourselves that things are going to, you know, things are going to be bad. And, you know, it's so easy for us to just convince ourselves that, well, we think that, you know, we're going to be overwhelmed and therefore, you know, before we know it, we are overwhelmed, you know, so we think we're going to be overwhelmed and then we become overwhelmed. And so the other thing that I was thinking about is, you know, we could, just as much as we convince ourselves that things are going to be a disaster, we could also try convincing ourselves that things are going to be great, right? Things are going to be great. Things are going to be easy. Things are going to be manageable. Things are going to fall into place. I'm going to find my flow. It's going to be fine, right? How often do we just think like that versus, oh my God, it's going to be awful. I'm going to have so much to do. It's going to be a disaster. I'm never going to get everything done. I'm going to be so overwhelmed. I'm going to be stressed, you know? Right? We talk ourselves into things, right? And as we talk ourselves into those negative things, the same is true about being able to talk ourselves into the positive stuff as well. And so my other example of this, so personal example for me for today. So you will know, if you have been following me, right, you will know that I am on a journey right now. So I'm doing a little bit of a primal health thing that I've got going on right now, which has been a bit extreme. So ranging from, you know, no alcohol, no carbs, no sugar, no caffeine. I don't really have caffeine anyway. What else am I not allowed? It's probably easier to tell you what I am allowed versus what I'm not allowed. So no pasta, no rice, no potatoes, definitely no cakes or anything like that. So just, you know, very kind of back to basics diet. No pulses, no exotic fruits, so no pineapple, no bananas, you know, just, you know, berries is about the thick of it actually, as much as what I can have at the moment. And so anyway, so if you've been following my journey, you will know, started off, you know, I've been doing this for a few months now and started off great guns, you know, it was all going swimmingly. The weight was coming off, I was making progress, you know, I was like, you know, this is great. And then all of a sudden, I wouldn't say I hit a wall, because I carried on and I didn't give up, because I'm not a quitter. Anybody that knows me well will know I never give up. Like, I'm not a quitter. Even when I have given up, I'm still like, oh, I shouldn't have given up. So I have been continuing on this journey despite not making any progress, because the whole point of me doing this journey was to try and lose a little bit of weight. So trying to lose the lockdown load from the last lockdown, even though we seem to be swiftly moving into another one. So yes, I'd embarked on this journey, this primal health journey, and I was starting to get a bit frustrated. And I had a check-in with my coach, so the lovely Nigel, who I have been doing, who has been guiding me on this journey. And so he bottom lined me, right? So in fact, he reverse coached me, because he turned my methods back onto me. So he's like, if you were coaching someone on this right now, what would you do? So I told him what I would do, and then he promptly did it to me, which was a bit sneaky, I thought. But anyway, one of the things that came out of that was, so hard truth, right? The hard truth from Nigel was, Gail, we need to get your metabolic rate up, right? So basically, I do too much sitting around, not enough moving around, and that seems to be the root cause of the issue, and why I'm not gaining weight, but I'm not losing weight either. And that was the crux of it. And so, hard truth, Nigel was like, right, Gail, we've got to get your metabolic rate up. We need to get you moving. Now, anyone that knows me also knows that me and exercise, or exercise and I, if we want to be correct around it, aren't good bedfellows, right? So I am the first one to admit that exercise is not my gig, right? I'm definitely not an exercise junkie. I like to play golf, and that's about the limit of my exercise. And Nigel says golf isn't exercise, right? Golf is just a walk. And I was like, well, you've clearly not golfed with me before, and you've clearly not golfed in Gullen, because there's so many hills. Pushing clubs up Gullen Hill, Gullen Hill. That is exercise for me. But anyway, that's not exercise. So it was like, right, we've got to cut to the chase here. You have got to start moving. And so, because he'd reversed coached me, right, used my methods on me, I was kind of in the zone where it's like, right, okay, like if this is what I need to do, I need to do it. So we agreed a plan, and the plan was, I'm committing to 8,000 steps a day. I know it's not 10,000, but we're trying to get me, that was still way more than what I was doing. I was averaging around about 3,000 or 4,000. So 8,000 steps a day, 2 runs a week, right? And once a week, I was to do some body conditioning as well. And so today, right, was a run day, right? So I have done now, I think I'm on to my 3rd run. So this was my 3rd run today. And normally when I go for a run, I'm kind of coming, but this is the whole point of the reason why I'm telling you this is because normally when I go for a run, my mindset is, got to go for a run today. This is going to be really hard, right? And so I'm kind of, what's the phrase I'm looking for? I'm sort of, I'm kind of like, I'm expecting it to be difficult, right? So I'm expecting it. I'm expecting it to be hard, expecting it to be difficult, expecting it to be tough, right? Thinking that is what's going to happen. And I'm right. That's what happens, right? Okay, so I had only done, 2 runs before. This was going to be the 3rd run. But it was interesting because I just had this session with my client this morning that I was talking about. And we were talking about, mindset and how, you can convince yourself of anything. And he was like, do you know what? I need to take my own medicine here. Like I need to listen to that. And so I did, right? So before I went out for my run, my mindset was, I convinced myself that this was going to be easier, right? So it's a couple of things. I have evidence, right, that I can run 5K without stopping because I've done it before. Because I did Couch to 5K a couple of years ago. And so I have evidence that I can run 5K without stopping. And I also knew that I've done 2 runs already, right? So I've already done 2 runs. So it's got to be easier than it was for the past 2 runs because I've already done 2. And so when I started thinking like that, my spirit kind of lifted a little bit. And I thought, the other thing actually also that buoyed me is I had evidence also that it's working, because I actually had a sneaky weigh-in. I had a sneaky weigh-in on Monday, I think it was. So I usually weigh myself on a Friday. I had a sneaky weigh-in on Monday, and I had actually lost a pound. And so it's like, woo, it's working, right? So I had evidence that if I keep going with this, if I'm resilient, if I dig deep, if I keep going, that it's going to work and it's going to move me closer to my goal. And so I went out for the run today, and there was less walking, more running, right, than usual. Still a bit of walking, I have to say. I didn't run the whole way. I did have to walk in places. However, more running, less walking than before. But I just kept telling myself, I can do this. This is easy. It's not difficult. In fact, I wasn't saying it's not difficult because I was still focusing on difficult. I was telling myself, this is easy. It's going to be fine. I can do it. And it's amazing how when we go through that process in our mind and we get away from the negative and we focus on the positive, it is easier, because my run was definitely easier today. Now, it is on the back of, I've done a couple already. I've been doing a little bit of my conditioning exercises. I'm kind of getting more mobile, and starting, even though it's only run 3, it is starting to, it should be starting to get a little bit easier. But I'm convinced, right? I'm convinced that my mindset made a huge impact on that. And I think, and you can apply that in any situation, because the other thing is, so this whole thing was about, if you think you're going to be overwhelmed, you probably will be. Now, I have been really busy over the past few weeks. I've got a challenge coming up again at the beginning of December, so I'm starting to plan for the promotion of that. I've got quite a lot of client work on just now. Just things are busy, and the other excuse that I came up with my coach Nigel was, oh, I'm too busy. I'm too busy. I don't have time. I don't have time to go for a run. I don't have time to go for a run. And then, if I'm doing my Ignite show, here I am. If I've got a client call, if I've got to go do a Zoom session with someone, I don't have time to be going out for a run, coming back, fixing all my hair, doing my makeup. It just takes too much time. Big excuse, right? Because if it was something I really wanted to do, I'd find the time to do it. And that is definitely true. So the other interesting thing is, right, I have made the time. I have made the time to do this. And in making the time to do this, I'm also convinced that it's forced me to be more focused, and it's forced me to stop faffing around, right? And just get on with it. Like, get on with what needs to be done. What actually needs to be done today? Let's get it done. And it's not going to take as long as in my mind I'm thinking. I got so much more done today than I have done for ages. And it was with going out for a run, which took me an hour. I had to do a Tesco shop as well to help my husband out, because he's got a lot of work on at the moment as well. So we try and swap that around a bit. So it was my turn. So, and I cooked myself a healthy lunch. Now, and I've been productive today. I've got loads done today. I've had some really good conversations. I've got some stuff out that needs to get put out. So there you go. So that's my thing. Like, so my thing is, if you convince yourself that something's going to be difficult, if you convince yourself it's going to be hard, if you convince yourself you're going to be stressed, if you convince yourself you're going to be overwhelmed, you will be, right? Because you believe what your brain tells you. But the thing is, right, there is another perspective, there is another way to think, and it's a choice, right? It is a conscious choice, and you have to decide what you're going to choose, because it is within your, it's within your control, right? It's within your control to choose how you're going to see things. So I guess my question for you today, and Jim, if you are still on, maybe you want to answer this, but if my question for you is, what are you choosing? Are you going to choose to be overwhelmed? How about this? Are you going to choose to be overwhelmed? Right? This is going to be really cheesy. just popped into my head. Are you going to choose to be overwhelmed, or are you going to choose to be overjoyed? Have a little giggle at that, why don't you? So are you going to choose to be overwhelmed, or are you going to choose to be overjoyed? And I know what my choice is. I'm going to choose to be overjoyed. Right, let's see what else is Jim saying here. Gail, a suggestion. What about doing your Ignite snippets while on the move, power walking or something? I suspect you'll find even more clarity while you're getting your heart rate up. Find a place that has solid 5G phone coverage. Jim, I live in Scotland. We don't have 5G phone coverage. And we can all join in on that journey. You're a paragon for me of perseverance. Thank you for sharing your journey with us. You are so welcome, Jim. 5G, that is hilarious. Yeah, just be on 5G. And the other thing is, Jim, if I was out on my journey doing this live, if I was out trying to run, there is no way I'd be able to speak, right? I am at the stage of when I'm trying, let me get rid of this because you can't see me anymore. I am at the stage when I'm out running of, it's still a struggle to breathe, right? So it is still a struggle to breathe. So running and talking at the same time. I know that is the goal, that I should be able to run and talk at the same time. Not quite there yet. You know, maybe run 7 or 8, I might be at that point. But what I could do, because I have done this before, is I have done a run and then done a little video, a little vlog while I was out there. But when I was stopped for a breather, not during. And my Ignite show is always around about 5 o'clock, and it's starting to get dark at that time now here in Scotland. So we're losing light rapidly. Jim is saying, Gail's question, what are you choosing, to be overwhelmed or to be overjoyed? I just made that up on the spot. And Jim is choosing joy. Of course you're choosing joy. You're one of the most joyful people I know, Jim. Life is too short. It is indeed. It is indeed very, very short. Okay, with that, I'm going to leave you. I'm going to leave you with your joy, right? I'm going to leave you with your joy, leave you with your choice. If you're catching up on replay, or if you're, so if you are catching up, let me know in the comments, #replay, so that I know you have tuned in. And if you're watching this in the vaults, thank you for coming into my vault, right? So just in case you don't know, not all of them actually, but most of the Ignite episodes now are getting posted into my vault, so you can go and watch them there at any time. So in the free area of my vault, at which you are all welcome to go and browse around, and lots of other free resources in there as well. And the other thing that I wanted to mention quickly is I currently have space in my one-to-one coaching program at the moment. So if you know anyone who would like to get some more of this joyful experience with me in a one-to-one setting, then I do have space for that at the moment. And you can just point anybody in my direction that would like to take advantage of that. So get in touch if you know anybody who is looking for some one-to-one coaching, who is struggling perhaps with overwhelm and unable to find their joy. How about that? I am just the person to help them with that. So get in touch if that's of interest, and have a great day. Have a great rest of the day. Jim, have a fantastic day. When was it you said you were starting your new job? Was it Monday? Monday. Well, have an amazing weekend. Get lots of rest before the big new start on Monday, and I hope it goes really well for you. I know it will. You'll be amazing. And do come back and let me know how it's all going. I'd love to hear an update on that. So congratulations on the new job. Really delighted for you, and I will speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.